if I saw another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Darling, when you go away, it won't be as simple for you.
Right, we are live. We're live. Yo, guys. Old man G here, back again with a match preview, and it is our Brentford versus Manchester United match preview. But remember, guys, if you use channel to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio, follow us on Twitter, X, smash the notification button for latest Manchester United news and more. So first and foremost, hopefully everyone is doing well. It has definitely been a long week, certainly for Manchester United. It's we're away to Brentford. We are away to Brentford, and if I'm honest, guys, I'm worried. I am very, 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 very worried about this game. Brentford aside, I mean, if I recall, I can't remember specifically, but I remember that I think our results against Brentford were pretty good. I think we beat them at least once. Possibly it was either a draw and a win, or win and draw. I don't think we lost to Brentford last season, which is positive, because my goodness, I couldn't take another L at the beginning of this season. I just couldn't. It's just no. So that said, I'm nervous. I am nervous for the game. I think that Ten Hag has obviously hopefully had a good week with the players, but we also have to bear in mind that if we lose this game, there's no way we're beating Liverpool at Old Trafford. I'll tell you now. There's no way. If we lose to Brentford and Brighton, there is no way that we are we are beating Liverpool, and that means that 0 points from 9 games. 0 points from 9 games, and we can't do that. We can't have that at United. We can't, and there's already pressure. There'll already be pressure now put on Ten Hag, and I just think that's it's difficult. It'll be difficult for him. It'll be difficult following him. I just think that it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. So going into this game, I mean, Ten Hag obviously did give his press conference to the press recently. Really, the main takeaway from that press conference really is just the fact that Martial is still injured, and Lindelof apparently is injured as well. I assume that means that Eric Bailly will probably be in the squad. I don't think he was in the squad before. It must be disciplinary issues. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I'm just kind of with Bailly. To be honest, I would love to see Bailly and Varane, or Bailly and Martinez, someone that's quick. Ten Hag wants to play a high line, a pressing against him. I just think you can't play you can't play that with Maguire as a defender. I'm not saying Maguire's a bad defender. I'm just saying that you can't play such a high line with Maguire there. Like, he'll be exposed, and if you don't have someone who has recovery pace to cover him, from what I saw Martinez on Saturday, I don't think he's that quick. I mean, he's okay, but I don't think he's that quick. So, like I said, to be honest, guys, I don't know. I'm a bit. I'm worried about how Manchester United. I'm wondering how we're going to set up, especially from a Brentford side that is very, very good when it comes to pressing the opponent, especially if we have a midfield. And like I said, my to the left, sorry, to the left, to the right, to the right, to the right there. Of me, I'll be starting my formation selector and stuff like that, so you'll be able to see who I think will be picked. I'll be interested to see whether Ten Hag has actually like learned from the whole thing. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? But we'll see. We will definitely see. Hopefully, fingers crossed he has. But yeah, we will definitely see. Definitely see. So let me just quickly get into what I think is going to be the starting 11 guys. I'll just quickly just change this. Let's go. Starting 11. Here we go. Right. Right. Okay. So starting 11. Let's have a look. So obviously it's going to be De Gea in goal. Right. Then centre back wise, I think we're probably going to have. Probably. It's going to be Martinez and Maguire, isn't it? So it'll be Martinez, Lissandro, not Emilio. And then probably Maguire in. Like I said, I mean, jeez. I'd like to be surprised and hope that he was. Shout out to Chainsaw in the chat, man. Thanks, buddy, man. Really appreciate you in the chat, buddy. If Ten Hag plays McFred, he's on the road to be sacked. De Gea starting is a problem. Well, I don't. Well, I don't think we have any other keeper. I mean, aside from Tom Heaton, who's of a certain age, Varane should start IMO. Well, probably you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think Varane probably should start, but I just don't see. It's weird. Like I just don't see him doing it. This whole Maguire's the captain. Like I'm still perplexed. That I'm still very much perplexed that Varane fit is now third choice behind Lissandro and Maguire. Like that I'm still perplexed that could even be possible. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I'm still very much perplexed by it. I just don't get it. And every coach, so that's why for me, it's Ralph did it when he was fit. I mean, he dropped him, I think, initially, first or second, and then put him back in. I don't know whether it's because of the board around him. I don't know whether it's because of what's the word? Because of who he is. Maybe he's the less rebellious one. I don't know. But every manager since he got signed, whether it's Ollie, Ralph, or has kept him and has not wanted to buy. Yasir says, send the link, bro. Sure, buddy. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? I'll send it to you, Yasir, man. Get you one. So make sure you like the vid for those who are watching, guys. Come on, let's share the vid. Let's like the vid. It goes a long way. Let's have a look. I'm just gonna quickly share to Yasir. There we go. There you go, Yasir, man. I've sent the link to you, Yasir. I think the board pressure him. Big up, Yasir. Thanks. Harry M shouldn't be the captain first thing, and Varane should be starting over, man. Shout out, man. Shout out to Solo, man. Solo, hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you for joining. Ooh, let me just no wonder. I was like, my microphone is changed. My microphone isn't actually even plugged in properly. So geez. So hopefully I'll sound a bit better. This is your old man G having a fail once again. What the hell? What's going on, man? Sorry. There we go. That's better. Okay. Hopefully everyone can now. Thank you, Solo, as well, man. I appreciate you joining the chat. And make sure you head over and subscribe to the the Manchester United agenda. Please head over and subscribe to those guys. It's a lot. Please head over and subscribe to those guys. Hopefully that should sound better now. In fact, let me know, because I'm using, for those who are listening to the chat, I'm using a blue Yeti mic. Can you hear the difference now versus when I don't use it? Is it actually better, or is it worse, or is there any difference? If there's no difference, let me know. Maybe I have to like adjust the settings a little bit. So, but it should be more clearer and louder. So let me know, because I can't hear myself. The Blue Yeti is better. Is the Blue Yeti better? Because I'm probably going to get, with the money that I'm going to get, I'm going to probably get like a new set of like headphones to plug into, so I can like hear myself and stuff like that. So some like proper streaming headphones. The Blue Yeti, it's clearer. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's good. It's clearer. That's what I like. That's what I prefer. So maybe a little bit a bit louder. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, no, that's really, really good. Right. Okay. Anyway, let's go on. I'm talking all over the place now. Yasir, if you're there, let me know so I can bring you in. Anyway, let's go on. So yeah, De Gea in goal, Lisandro Martinez, and then Harry Maguire, I think are going to be in the defense. As much as I would love Varane to be there, he's not. Right back, we don't really have any alternatives right now. So right back is probably going to be Dallo, because who else? Even though I think Dallo's okay, but I mean, like, to be honest, like he's okay, but like how many, like, I don't know, like he goes forward, but like how many assists, how many goals? I don't know. Like it's just better going forward than Wan-Bissaka, isn't it? King Stash, always with the super chat, man. I really, really appreciate your ongoing support, King Stash. Thank you so much. Bruno, Van der Beek, and Zidane Iqbal in midfield. So I agree with you. I think that would be a great midfield. The thing that I think is that I'm going based on my selection, based on just purely based on who I think you'll pick. That's it. I'm literally just going by based on who I think will pick. That's all. Oh, FYI, Messi has not made the Ballon d'Or nominee list, which I find quite fascinating. Messi has not made the Ballon d'Or list, so there you go. But thank you, King Stash. Really appreciate your ongoing donation, man. Evening ideas. Thank you, Box, for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. Remember to like. Thank you. Star that. Pin it. I would pin it. Make sure you do. I play Heaton. Oh, so you'd actually dropped the hair, Box. Okay, fair enough. Dallo, Maguire, Martinez, Malacia, Van der Beek, Ericsson, Garner, Fernandez, Ronaldo, Sancho. Yep, that sounds fair. I don't think he's going to drop De Gea, though. Hence why I've got him in my squad. Shout out Luca, man. Shout out Bath Time, man. Really appreciate you guys coming in the chat. I'll just bring the Yasir in. Oh, he's gone. This fraud, man. This fraud. Let me just bring up the previous comment about Box's comment. Yeah, so Maguire Martinez are going to play, there's no doubt. Malacia, I think I think that's the key thing. I think if he's looked, he's probably going to drop Shaw and put Malacia. If he still plays Shaw, then I'm now having to start asking questions. Not that I'm saying that Malacia is world class, but Shaw played and was bad. And in preseason, I think Malacia stood out. So yeah, I can't see if I look based on the game. Obviously, Malacia didn't play as long as Shaw did, but Luke Shaw didn't do anything particular that I'd think right. Okay, he's going to start. If he does start, then I don't really know what people expect, because essentially this is if Luke Shaw was there. Like when I looked at the back five, I was like, this is basically the same back five with the exception of Lisandro Martinez. And And it's a bit unfair for him to say this guy's just going to ball, he's just going to do his thing, when he's barely been introduced to the Premier League. Like it just, I just don't get it. I really don't get it, you know. So we'll see what happens. But if you're going to have De Gea, Luke Shaw, Dalot, and Maguire in the back four and expect different results, you've got to be kidding, because that's the same defense that conceded tons of goals. At least replace half of it. You know, I think you need to replace all of it. I think you need to drop. You probably need to, you know, change Maguire and Dalot. That's not going to happen. I don't think, like, we've got centre backs, so it's fine. You know, I may put Varane in there, for example, but as right back, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. We actually, for me, we need to sell Wan-Bissaka and bring in a right back. But we're not going to do that. And I don't think Dalot is good enough. He's better than Wan-Bissaka going forward, but that's as far as it goes, really. Malacia won't play, and that's what I think. That won't play. He will play Shaw because of Martinez. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think will happen. That's what I think will happen. And if that does happen, I don't know. I'm gonna just bring in Yassir. Let's bring in Yassir, man. Let's bring in Yassir. Ooh, you know what? I'm using the wrong thing. I put Red Marvel on there, not Red Devil Studio. No one told me I had Red Marvel on it, so the Red Devil Studio. Jeez, I was using my Red Marvel for my second channel as my thumbnail, so the Red Devil Studio. There you go. That's my lack of observation skills. Anyway, the thumbnail, the graphics will look a lot better now. Yassir, man, how you doing? You okay? I can't hear you. Oh, 1 minute? Okay. Okay, we're going to come back to Yassir then. Okay. Right, let's have a quick look at the comments. We need Frankie de Jong. Barca officially registered all 3 players today. Do you think we can get de Jong? Oh, so they did register them then. Did they register all their players then officially? Is that what's coming out? They officially registered them all. Fair enough. I don't think I saw anything from Fabrizio, but I assume they have. Maybe by pulling one of those levers. In which case, well, if that's the case, then I mean, this is the key. Like, if they're able to register all their players, then surely they've got no need to sell Frankie de Jong. That was my understanding of the whole thing, was that if they can register all of their players, then they needed to sell Frankie de Jong to register their players. So if they can register their players, then they don't need, like, Barcelona don't need to sell Frankie de Jong then. Like, they don't, I guess. So maybe it's just an internal thing. And maybe both United and Chelsea just being taken for a ride. And it was just basically I just think at this point with de Jong, United were just being taken for a ride. And they were just as a bartering situation. That's as far as it goes. No more, no less, to say, oh, hey, look, we've got all these players that I'm interested. You know, I don't know. Having said that, Fabrizio did confirm that United and Barca do have an agreement. So I don't know what that means. I'm fed up with Shaw. He's too submissive now. He's coasting. 9th season easily. Yeah. I don't know a single player. I don't know. You know, this is the difference between, like, say, the likes of City, Liverpool, and other squads, is that we have players in our squad that have been here for goodness knows how many seasons. And instead of letting them go, all we do is just give them new contracts to maintain their value. That's as far as it goes. And for me, that's not good enough. It's not good enough. Okay, I appreciate that we signed Telles. That didn't work. I don't know what happened with Telles, because I thought Telles was really good for a while. And then I don't know. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So maybe it's player attitude. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I really don't. Not anymore. They're going to go left to right to test Martinez in the air. We need Shaw there. Yeah. Yeah. Not that frankly, for me, Shaw's has been particularly good defensively recently. But possibly same gym box, but not for this game. Okay. You can't give a David to young defender away from home box. You remember what happened to Everett? I don't know. A part of me, it's the difficult. It's difficult one because at the same time, it's like you're right, and is it a risk worth taking? Because at the end of the day, like you'd rather still give him the debut here than against Liverpool. Like I'd rather he play against Brentford than against Liverpool. Because if Shaw plays and gets destroyed against Brentford, he's getting you know played. I say he will get destroyed against Liverpool. There's no doubt about that. Last season was just bad. The previous seasons, Shaw and Wan-Bissaka were actually able to deal with Liverpool's wingers. For some reason, this season they just fell apart. They actually just fell apart completely. I think Maguire's coach will tend to improve. Maguire's not resistant to change or adapt, unlike a lot of our squad. I don't know. I mean, the thing is that the guys, I mean, he must be in his late 20s now. I don't know how. I always say I don't know how. So I might troubleshoot. Okay, right. Okay, let me try and bring Yassi in. Yassi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. Can you hear me?
Oh, good. I hear you. I can hear you. And I can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
I think Maguire's coach will tend to improve. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm honest, Box, because I believe personally when you're at a certain age, and I think
29.
Maguire is like 29 now, that
Yes.
it's difficult to it's difficult to teach someone new tricks. If you're not solid at that age, then I mean, I guess it's possible. I'm not ruling it out, but I don't know many defenders that just start to get good when they're about to turn 30. They at least have been going away there. So it's possible, but I wouldn't have my hopes up. That's my personal opinion. So let me just quickly. We are focusing on the football. Oh, Powder says La Liga confirmed these registrations. Maybe they want to sell De Jong for silver. Maybe. Okay, so Liga's actually confirmed the registrations. Okay, that's fine. Kessie, Busquets, Gary, Pedro, Pjanic, De Jong plus Bernardo, so possibly equals 7 into doesn't work. This, yeah, I don't know how the Barca are going to do their midfield actually. With this, they've signed Kessie, they've got Busquets, Gavi, Pedri, Pjanic, De Jong, and Bernardo Silva into 3 positions.
But you got to think about it this way: Busquets is not the future. So eventually, Busquets is going to leave. Rather, it's definitely not going to be this season, but most likely next season. They're probably going to move him on, and then you have Pjanic that was never part of the thinking of. He's just there, Panic is just there. He was they swapped deal with Arthur just for money. So for me, so like I mean, you look at it, it's like technically the guys it's the future of the midfield is going to be Gavi, Pedri, and then the Kessie they brought in. So
Bernardo Silva?
I don't think Bernardo Silva only happens if De Jong leaves. So if De Jong stays, there's no way Barcelona are gonna sign Bernardo Silva if
Well,
De
I didn't
Jong
know.
stays.
I didn't think Barcelona would be able to register their players, but there you go.
No. I think I think
these 5th or 6th levers.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know what the new levers seem to be activated every single day. So
I just my general opinion. Like I genuinely believe Barcelona. That's why Barcelona doing everything they possibly can to make De Jong's life at Barcelona extremely horrendous. Like they're trying to turn him into like a villain, and it's working. So and they would not be doing that if they didn't want him to leave because for them they just want to upgrade on De Jong and they want Bernardo Silva. That deal is a very I want to say easy deal to have, but that deal will look very easily, like in terms of the eyesight looking in, it will look like a very easy deal to do once De Jong gets sold. But if he's not going to get sold, then I don't see how they're going to bring him in. But then again, you're right. Like who knows with Barcelona?
Right. Just before we go on, what are your thoughts on the back five, on the current back five?
Can you pull it up a little bit because I can?
So yeah, just
Yeah.
you can see it there.
Um, that's perfect. I think that's gonna be like 100% what he's gonna go for. I will be. The only thing I'll say is Varane. I'm struggling to see where Varane fits into this team.
Yeah, Varane's not gonna. Varane's not. Yeah, Varane is probably not gonna. Is not probably not gonna be. Varane's third choice centre back. Yes,
Yeah, which is crazy.
I, I find that. I don't know. I find that very very strange. He is injury prone. Don't get me wrong. So I'm trying to find the double pivot one on this. It's not that, is it? Where is it? There we go. I'll just use that. Yeah, because we are going to play probably two CDMs that way. Like he is injury prone, but I don't know. I don't know how you can have Varane on the bench. Obviously, Lindelof is injured, so the two centre backs will be Varane and Bay probably on the bench, or maybe not even a Bay. Maybe it'll be Varane and Phil Jones. I don't know.
No,
And
it's crazy though. Like you said, like I, I mean, because the thing is, if Varane comes in, say the team news comes out and you see Varane, 110% Varane will go in for Martinez. Like Maguire is not. Maguire is like De Gea at this point. Like he is never losing his place. That's
mm,
never gonna happen.
mm.
So I mean, the day that happens is the day. Is that I feel like there's most likely that the Glazers sell the football club than there is Maguire getting benched.
Well, listen. Listen. I get all stick sometimes. I don't think. In fairness to Maguire, I don't think Maguire is a bad player.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that he needs. I just don't think see him as a leader. I don't see him as a captain. I don't see him as someone who's able to organize the back four. To reorganize people. So, for example, there were times when United were defending, I think, set piece of corners against Brighton,
Mm-hmm.
and I think there was one towards the end where like Malacia was defending one of the taller, I've forgotten the Brighton's forward,
Mm-hmm.
and Malacia is obviously shorter, he's smaller, so it's like, why is Malacia being told to mark this person? Okay, and you are not marking anybody, or you're marking someone that's shorter than you, or marking the space. I get this zone of marking, but the point I'm trying to make is that, like,
Mm-hmm.
for me, if you're captain, if you're centre back there, and you're the main centre back, i.e., you're the consistent one, then you have to be able to lead. You have to be able to organize. So yes, even though I think Maguire is good on the ball, like he's okay, even though I doubt his positional sense, it's just difficult for me because his leadership in that area is not good, and it often costs us.
Because like the thing is, you always have like in any center back pairing, every center back pairing you see, there's two. There's one like in terms they call a sweeper. Like there's a sweeper, and then there's like a one like Maguire plays like a sweeper, which means like Maguire tries to play like Virgil van Dijk, where
Mhm.
in actuality, the way his body is built, everything, you expect him to be aggressive. You expect him to challenge the headers because that's what he's good at. He's very good at winning balls in here. You expect him to be a challenge. That type of center back where he challenges in. You know the way Vidic used to challenge every single player. How he
Mhm.
used to be a monster. Like the guy will go in tackles, the guy will headers. Like his face will be bloody at times. Like that's what you expect from Maguire, but then that's not how Maguire plays. Maguire plays like a person that is he tries to play like a Rio,
Mhm.
where in actuality that's not it. In generality, you will think that is not his strong point. Like because like one of the things that everyone talks about is
Wait,
Maguire is his yeah.
I'm noticing that maybe it's becoming less of a preview and more about going on a Maguire. So let
No,
me
no,
park
no.
the
It's
Maguire
fine.
thing
It's fine.
because
It's fine.
he is
Yeah.
probably going to park it because at the end of the day, he's probably going to play. It's not going to change anything. So it's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me just quickly look at some comments and we'll go for the midfield. I think the midfield is going to be interesting because I don't necessarily think he's going to play McFred, depending what he saw, but we will see. I just play Malacia Shaw is the shot of what he could have been. Um, there's one on video of Thomas Frank talking about how he beat us and was overloaded the back post. Um, they fell apart because Bruno Fernandes introduced the Bruno press, which just that is true. That is true. That is true. This game is must win. You cannot go lost first like Arsenal last year. You have to beat Brentford, Liverpool. Different. We're not beating Liverpool, Powders. We're not beating Liverpool. That's not happening. We're not. I hate to be a pessimist, but we're not beating Liverpool. We're not beating Liverpool. So yeah, it is a must-win game. Artist's opinion on Rashford. Is this regarding Rashford's PSG exploits? At the end of the day, guys, he did it because he wanted to get a new contract and a good contract, and it's worked. That's all I have to say on the matter, really, because that for me was obvious from the time. I never thought he was going to go to PSG. Never thought he was going to go to PSG, because if he could, the United board have been like, "Yeah, sure, fine, okay, go on, son, and we'll sell you for 60 million." No, he's got too much PR, too much brand potential. He wasn't going anywhere, so it is what it is. Pjanic has been asked about some, though he's not on the excellent list of Braithwaite, Memphis, Titi, Des, Puig, Neto, De Jong, or Traore. If any of those people have got clubs to go. Big up RDS and Yaz. Well, shout out to Eddie, man. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Paredes, World Cup and Champions League winner, Varane, world-class player for World Destiny. He can't start for us. I don't know. But he is injury prone. That's the key thing. I need to get my charger. Jeez, I'm having a mare with streams, guys. I'm really, really sorry. So whether it's live or business like that, like I try and get everything prepared, and then just everything just messes around. So I'm sorry, guys. Memphis Depay's agent have made contact. Really?
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah. I don't think they'll go in from the. Although he's Dutch, so I guess it's the Dutch connection. This is why I always find weird. Like, there's so many players that actually United could actually go for. Depay's there. Even Hakim Ziyech is there. There's the RBC Leipzig pile. I said Lima, I think, is available because they don't want them to buy him. There are actually a lot of players that are available, and yet for some reason, United are like, no, we I don't know whether this is whether Ten Hag is like, no, I only want you to get De Jong and Anthony, and anyone else I don't care about. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, Adias. Like, I mean, would you hire, if you had a choice to hire Erik Ten Hag as a footballing director? Would you do that instead of say Erik Ten Hag?
Well, we had a semi-football recruitment consultant and Ragnick, and they said goodbye, farewell. Avida saying goodbye.
Is it surprising that Erik Ten Hag, one of the jobs that he's doing is basically recruiting and scouting players? Is it surprised that he, as a fan base, we're thinking the targets he's after is not so good? Because let's be honest, like, that's just not his strong suit. So, I mean, and he would definitely go with players that he knows, So he's not, for example, he's not a Fabio Prodigy,
Get my charger. Can you just talk about what you think the midfielder is going to be?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Guys, so midfield.
Actually, just answer this question. Actually, do you think Dubai is a good signing in your opinion?
Oh, I mean, I'm biased towards Depay. I always like Depay. I low-key used to be a Depay stan but then for me is like, what is a good signing for Man United now? I mean, we're in the beginning of the summer, everyone was saying no, but at this point we are right now, and what like today is the 12th of August, and a transfer window ends in August 31st. We don't have too long left, and at this point, we look at our depth. We have literally our depth consists of Rashford, Martial, which is not available again for this game, Ronaldo, and Sancho. That is our first team players. Because you can say Alenga, but then Alenga is as a youth product. So he's like, I consider him a youth, and the youth, you have Alenga, Garnacho. Those guys I don't count. But in terms of like established senior players. That's what we have. So if I say Depay for me is, I will take him. And I know right now he's a good signing. He is better than anything that we could possibly get. So yeah.
Fair, fair. AFAC says this might be controversial, but I take
Sure.
Morata. He's a brick finisher, but his overplay is good, and he would improve us.
I'll take him as well. I mean, at this point, we just need. At this point, we need bodies. Like that's the thing. I don't. I think that's the thing that United fans need to understand.
What a sad state we are in,
Yeah,
yes, where basically we're saying we need bodies.
yeah,
Like it doesn't matter if you can string a pass together or have skill or your goals or your assists or whether you even want to come to the club. It's just like United need bodies.
yeah,
That's where Manchester United are right now.
yeah. I mean, we don't have like Ronaldo's going to play tomorrow, but what happens if, God forbid, something happens to Ronaldo? Who are we going to bring off the bench? No one. There's literally no other viable player we can bring off the bench to replace Ronaldo.
Unless you're
Because
going to use Garnacho, that's the only thing.
yeah,
You have
and
you have to, or he'll go with this stupid false nine thing with Bruno or Rashford, which I don't want to see ever again. I'd rather just say, listen, just throw in Garnacho and see. I'm sure United fans as well will be like, listen, I'd rather you try that than trying throwing
100%,
a false nine again. You know,
100%, 100%.
if the ship's gonna sail, at least provide youth. Ragnick advised us to buy Haaland and Kukulaimu. Yeah, that's true, and they didn't listen to him. Epic Max is saying, bro, thank you, bro. I better not see
McFruno.
says EFAC. It's happening though. What's this? Sorry. Hazard says Ten Hag needs to show balls and bench McFruno and Trashford. Give Garnacho a start. Will he though?
But okay, Red Devil, I understand in terms of Rashford, I understand how terrible he is. But to say, okay, let's bench Rashford, let's not play with him, let's from now on let's start Garnacho. Is that fair on Garnacho?
Isn't that? I mean, to be fair, you know, if we go back to when Rashford got his debut, it was because Martial got injured. That
Yeah,
was why he came in. So
true.
I don't get why when if I'm not saying that, but if a player is injured, like say you know Martial is injured for example, so why is it the what I don't understand is like why is it that Manchester United say instead of actually getting a young academy player that can actually play that position, we say no, let's not do that. Let's get a senior player to do a makeshift job in that position that he's not comfortable with. That's why I don't understand. So Bruno isn't a number 9, and so let's you know what we'll do. We'll make him a false number 9 and play up there. It's like, but he's not. That's not his position. Just get a. I'm not saying it works, but at least try it first for a few games. If it doesn't, okay, fine. You can adapt. You've got your senior players to adapt and as backup.
Yeah, I mean, I get the point, but just to play, say I'm just to play devil's advocate, like what major top club would just start one of their youth players just cause?
Ghana
Like,
got Middlesbrough promoted.
no, I get that, but what I'm saying is like, even like for example, look what Pep Guardiola did with Phil Foden. Like Phil Foden, it took him a while for him to embed into his team because as a young player, you want to develop the player, in a very structural way.
Yeah, the difference,
So I
the
just
difference, but the difference between the City is that City were in a have a very good squad. So he could easily be bed into a squad of very overall talented players. So there's no need, there's no deficit.
but then listen to you what you're saying though. You're saying you want to toss in Garnacho to this team. How is that beneficial for Garnacho? I get it, it's beneficial. I get it. It's like means to an end. You want to play Garnacho because you think he has a lot of talent, which I believe. I love Garnacho. I believe in his talent, but I mean,
I want to
know
play.
what I mean?
I want to play Garnacho because a lot
Yeah.
a lot of these players have had. For me, it's about giving people chances.
True.
So
I
a
get
lot
that.
of these players have been here for 5, 6, or 7 years, and we're saying, oh, maybe like for example, Shaw. Oh, maybe this year it'll be different.
Mm.
Like they've had their chances. So if a youth player comes in, I'm not saying they all will, But like Rashford, he came in. Rashford wasn't bedded in. Rashford wasn't
Yeah.
given time. Martial was injured. Rashford came in. He exploded, and that's how he made himself.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
that's
I
what
get
he
that
did.
point. I get
Um,
that point.
but so I don't get why other youth players we don't do that. We're like, okay, yes, you're right. It could be a risk. It might not work, like maybe Chong or some other people, or it could be amazing. And then suddenly you've got a player like, I mean, even Greenwood was, I wouldn't say was bedded in. Greenwood started, and he's one of our best finishers. So you
Yeah.
know, I don't know, but
I just don't want. I mean, we have so many players that came to our that literally played in our academy that God knows what happened to them, and then
But a lot of that is
you know,
because a lot of this is because they weren't given regular game time. So they just played instead of going on loan, they were just put into the under 23s. They didn't have any good loan spells, loan deals. Weren't regularly played with the police, so they never got any really regular first team football. So it's
yeah,
ironic. Obviously, the only player that has got consistent first team football um, was recently anyway was Garner, and obviously helped Nottingham Forest get promoted. And yet, what we're going to do with him is like, yeah, good, you did that. So for your development, you're going to now just sit on the bench all
yeah,
season.
yeah. I
United,
see what you're saying. You're right.
we're afraid to use you. Like, so how is that good for his development? Either send him back on loan or use him as a regular squad player. If neither of those, if you're not going to do that, then send him back on loan. I
That's
don't, I,
true.
I don't get why. That's my complaint. I'm sorry, I'm ranting yesterday, but that's why I don't get how this club is sort of run. It's like we have a lot of talented young players, and instead of either you don't give them opportunities, okay, fine, give them to senior players. Then at least sort out loan moves to them so that they can develop. So that God forbid another manager comes in, they're there, there's ready. You now can improve your squad surely. Instead, we're like, no, we won't do that. We'll just because we can't sell players, or God forbid, we might even sell some of them. We'll just loan them out. That's fine. That's it. Anyway,
But
rant over, guys. Rant over. So,
last thing I'll say, and this is last thing I'll say is like, you know what? I do agree what you're saying, but also it's like in terms of the loan, I'm not a big fan of this notion. Oh, we had to loan him to an English club as well.
no, no, no,
I
no.
see. The thing. This is the thing. Like for me, I believe Ahmad going to Rangers really damaged the development of Ahmad. And it's like I just don't understand. Like why are we not using teams that are known? For example, send a team to Ajax. Okay, for example, okay. One thing I don't understand is Erik Ten Hag. You want players to play your type of philosophy, right? You have all these young players. Why don't you send some of them to Ajax so they can learn the Ajax way? So when they come back, you don't have to. You know what I mean? Like they can. Not only are they developing, but they're also developing under your way of playing. Because you're telling me that if he does that, they're not gonna play
Mhm,
Ike style football. I just
mhm,
don't understand why we don't use that type of logic.
mhm.
And build that type of relationship with Ike, saying like, listen, we're gonna send Balestri, Ahmed, say, Alanga, and with two guys, and then if they're talented enough and good enough, they'll develop, and that's a developing club. But
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Right. Boxers, Garner, Ericsson, VDB, midfield three.
Oh,
That's what I think should happen. But what I think might happen potentially is this. I think that he'll play Fred. He may um Bruno will come here, and then Ericsson will be here. He did. I don't know. No, it was Eric's. It was Ericsson, Fernandez, VDB was the midfield at the end, wasn't it? If I recall.
yes.
So he could do this because I think that he generally wants Fred to play this number six position. With Bruno's coming in and Ericsson there. 'Cause I don't know. I just have this feeling Ericsson is going to start in some capacity. Or he could replace Fred with Van der Beek and go Van der Beek, Fernandez, Ericsson, potentially.
I think he's gonna play. I don't think he's gonna start Ericsson. So I think he's gonna play Van der Beek where Ericsson is,
Hmm.
and I think he's gonna play Van der Beek. But it's the thing. It's like, to be honest, like it's very tough, difficult to predict because he can literally go back to McFred and Bruno
Mm,
and
mm,
have that midfield three. Because
mm.
as much as as much as we can say, because the thing is, like, I found it weird that he took off. Yeah, I know this guy had a horrendous game, but I find it interesting that he took off Fred before he took off McTominay,
I
which
mean,
makes me,
that's standard, isn't it? Almost every manager does that, where they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. What we McTominay, Fred is, I don't know.
which makes me think that in his thought process, he believed that Fred was that bad, was even worse than McTominay. So it makes me think that is he maybe gonna play McTominay where Fred was playing last game?
So you
I
think
can't.
he'll do this? So he'll play McTominay, Fernandes, and Ericsson.
Yes, I think. Yeah, I think. I don't. Well, him. I think he. Yeah,
I'm really looking at that going.
because the thing is, like, and as much as everyone agrees that McTominay was absolutely horrendous, but it took him, like, I think it took him up to, like, he played 75 minutes, bro. So
Hmm.
what was the thinking of that? In his, if Eric Ten Hag's mind, if he believed McTominay was that bad, wouldn't he
And
just
the
took
only
it
thing
up
I could think is
earlier?
that he could potentially play Ericsson off the left. And like so potentially we could go for like to a 4-3-3, but also potentially a diamond. So alternating between the two. So either 4-3-3 with Ericsson on the left, and then reverting to a diamond too, with Ericsson on the top of the diamond, then Fernandez, like Fernandez, and then McTominay and Fred, or something like that.
You know, one thing and I know this is never gonna happen, but I really wish he played Martinez in the midfield. I would.
Apparently, apparently, like I spoke to my ex people about this when I did my Lissandro Martinez tactical analysis. So I probably should put a link to that in the description, guys. Check that out. We had a guy from We Talk Ajax giving a nice breakdown about Lissandro Martinez. So make sure you check that out, guys. But he said that like it wasn't really he was okay as a centre defensive midfielder, but like he wasn't like that great. Like his better position is as a centre back.
Because the thing is, it's like he can play like a hybrid, and you know what I mean. Where, like, when we have the ball, the guy build drops in and drops into a three, and then
Mm,
when we're not when we don't have the ball, then he fills in that gap in front of the defense. I
mm,
just think that I tactically, ideally, that would be because the thing is, like, I don't know. I mean, the way especially in the league, the way the Premier League is generally played, set pieces is a massive thing. We
mm,
need our two center backs to clear the ball from in the air. And
mm,
as I don't care what anyone tells me, station when you're standing still, it is
mm,
difficult to win a header from someone that is just generally bigger than you.
mm,
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
mm.
like, you know what I mean? So, like, unless you don't, then or then again, it's like, then you have McTominay that's tall, so he can. I don't know, bro. For me, but I think that's gonna be a midfield three. Uh,
Um,
if I'm kind of so about the position of Ericsson and Bruno, he might switch both.
that's
He
a
might,
possibility.
yeah,
That's a possibility.
he might have Ericsson play deeper and dictate the game deeper, and then play Fernandez more further forward. But
That's a possibility. That's a possibility. No major club would have persisted for Rashford for this long. Pep sold four-time league winner, one of the highest scores in history in Sterling. Exactly. Exactly. United just
But,
persisted.
Red Devil, we don't replace players though. Like,
Yeah, I think you're right.
this is what I want people to understand is, like, for example, I know this guy mentioned Rashford, but let's talk about Martial. Martial, when we signed him, Louis van Gaal signed him. Well, Mourinho came in, signed Zlatan left. Then he signed Lukaku. Then Lukaku left. Then Oli came in. Oli persisted with him for like a year and a half. Then
Mm,
signed Cavani. Cavani left. Then we
mm,
signed what you call it. So it's like we don't have we don't si- we haven't signed a permanent striker. The only last permanent striker we signed was Lukaku, and
mm,
that turned out that way. So we haven't signed a striker. We
mm,
haven't signed. But we only signed a right winger just last summer. So we don't sign as much as we look at the more we look at it, we don't sign. So you were saying, so this guy said no major club would have persisted with Rashford. Like, when was the last time we signed a left winger? You know what I mean? When was the last time we signed a striker? You know,
Bro, you're preaching to the choir, man. You're preaching to the choir, man. I want to see Diallo to get the chance. I'm going to say something controversial here. If Sancho doesn't, if Sancho doesn't do anything in the first 60 minutes, I want him substituted, and I want Diallo to replace him. So that's what I'm going to take. If Sancho doesn't do any, give him 60 minutes, and if he doesn't do anything, he should be replaced by Diallo. I generally, I'm not saying Ahmad is brilliant or anything like that, but the concern for me with Sancho, right, is that right now anyway, literally there actually isn't that much competition at the top. Like, literally, the only forwards are Ronaldo, Martial, Rashford, and Sancho in terms of senior players. And Martial's injured. So you only have Rashford, Ronaldo, and Sancho. So there is no competition. So, and I'm not taking Eriksen and Fernandez as makeshift stuff. In terms of actual wingers, you only really have Ahmed. And that's it. And, Ganache if you want to put the play in. But at least Ahmed has had some time in the senior team. So I generally think that if one of Rashford or Sancho doesn't ball, you send a warning that get Ahmad on and maybe he might do something. I don't know.
I rate. I'm really worried about Ahmad. I don't think Ahmad has developed as much as he should have in terms of the talent that we signed. And we signed. I think people misunderstand. We signed Ahmad for 40 million. 40 million euros, I believe, from Atalanta, and at that time he was a very, very exciting up and coming talent. Fabrizio went on and on and on how much talented and amazing this player is in terms of in Italy, how Serie A viewed him, and we signed him, and I don't think he progressed at all. I genuinely believe, unfortunately, he might have just either stood still in his progression as a player. The one problem I have with Ahmed is he's too lightweight, way too lightweight. He's
He's still a kid. The thing is, he's still a kid, though. This is the thing. Like, he's still a kid, so he can still, like. I remember when Greenwood first came onto the scene, and Greenwood was scrawny, So, and then after a season or a season a bit, like, he bulked up a bit, and he sort of did his thing, So
for me, I'd rather Facundo Palestri than Diallo as of right now. I think the Facundo Palestri has progressed in his and has actually is a lot farther ahead in his progression than Diallo. So I'd rather we see, and I heard a report saying that we're actually keeping Palestri in the squad and we're not going to loan him out. So, yeah, I mean, and hence why I believe I think we might see more Palestri than we might see Diallo. I think Diallo needs a loan, and the perfect place for him to go to is, and as much as people say tax this, tax that, a place that develops youth, I will loan him out to either Ajax or I will loan him out to Borussia Dortmund. Two places that will play youth, that will give him a lot of game time and will actually nurture and take care of him. So,
fair enough, Chief. Fair enough. Let's have a look. He looks okay. Sorry. Flex Felix, man, shout out to you, bro. Eriksen was our best player last game. He has to start. Yeah, exactly. That's why I can't see him dropping him. Imagine Ten Hag picks an unchanged team. Then I think eyebrows will definitely be raised. Is this Ten Hag team or the team you pick? This is the team that we're trying to predict Ten Hag would pick based on performances and availability.
Would you be surprised though? Like, because also manage.
I would be,
because the thing is, like,
if Ronaldo is fit, then you'd expect him to start against Brentford. So that means no false number 9 Bruno or Rashford or whatever. So that means that you're putting Rashford on the presumably on the left, Sancho on the right, and then your midfield, Bruno's going back to his midfield position, but then he needs to make a question: is he going to stick with McFred and Bruno, or is he going to put Eriksen in? I think he'll stick with. I think he'll stick with Eriksen, because his picking of Lisandro Martinez told me that, like, he definitely wants to get his signings in. So that's why I'm like, maybe Malacia might actually start tomorrow.
No,
Uh,
no, yeah, you're right. I mean, the more I think about it, but he also said something that was very concerning.
mm,
Especially right after the game, he said something like, they said, oh, because like one of the reporters was trying to say like, oh, if you had like signings, would it have been a lot better performance, blah blah blah. But he said, yeah, but we could have done. He said no, but we could have done better with the team we had. I generally there's a sense of idea that he believes that the team, and this is my fear, is does Ten Hag believe that this team just had a bad game and thinks that this team can do a lot better, the
I
team that
think
he put out?
I think Ten Hag has been told what to say.
You think so?
I think, yeah. I mean, it's like if it's like everyone is literally said they're saying what they need to say. First of all, shout out to Don Magna, who I haven't seen in ages, man. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Hopefully, medical school, well, not medical school, my medicine life is doing you good. How's those crypto stocks going? Oh no, but anyway, no. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Last time I checked, last time I think you won, I think Ollie was manager, if I recall. And now he's not manager anymore. But as you rightly said, Man United will turn Erik Ten Hag into Erik Zero. Yeah, I think we can all agree that Ten Hag is a good manager, and he does improve players. And it is the Manchester United, the board, that are going to make this guy a fraud at this rate.
Hmm.
Zidane is better than McTom.
I agree. I don't. I would love to start him.
I think Zidane, but I mean, you saw Zidane, Iqbal, and like people saying, put Zidane, Iqbal, and Savage in the midfield,
Yeah,
and you might actually have a better midfield.
yeah. I mean, and then also like, and here's the thing, like you said earlier, we know what McFred can bring to the table, and it's obviously not good enough. Even if Zidane, Iqbal, and Savage don't have they struggle in the beginning. I
Mm,
rather stick with them long term than
mm,
persist with the same old, same old.
No, I agree, but what's going to happen? We need to finish this team. So, just before we go, are we saying this is going to be the midfield, Yassir? Do you think?
Yeah,
Okay.
I hope he. What I would like to see is maybe a midfield two of Fred and Van de Beek,
Mm,
and then play Ericsson in the 10 and drop Bruno and McTominay.
mm,
But I don't know, for whatever reason, every manager rates McTominay,
mm.
and I don't see him dropping Bruno as well. So
Like, so forward wise, is that straightforward? So
yeah.
Sancho. So I'm beginning to wrap things up, actually, guys. Sorry, it's been a bit it's longer than it should have, but it is what it is.
Mm.
But thank you guys to everyone who's watching. Remember to like the video, and subscribe for those if you're new. We are so close to 3.2 subscribers, man. So please, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and make sure you support Red Devil Studio, amongst other things. Oh yeah, and what we'll be doing from now on is that if you're a member of the channel, the members hangouts are going to be either Saturday or Sunday, depending on when United actually play. So if United play on the Saturday, like tomorrow, the members hangout is going to be on the Sunday. If United play Sunday, the members hangout will be on the Saturday at 9 p.m. Because 9 p.m. on Saturdays when we go live will be the post match reaction. What I'll try and do is we're doing standard post match reactions around this time. If not, it will be just an instant reaction on Red Devil Studio Extra, which is the Shorts channel. So make sure you go and subscribe to that. Or the post-match reaction that will be live. That'll be live. So striker Ronaldo. So just bear that in mind. That's going to be the new format going forward. A live post-match reaction, and then my instant match reactions will go on my Shorts channel. That's basically where we are. Yeah. That's the squad, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the team. Big up Wase thanks 8017. Make sure you check out his channel.
Yeah,
EFAC
100%, bro. Shout out to him, and everyone support him.
Domanga Silva, Zola, Cazolio, Messi, plenty of small such footballers that were great. Ahmad needs a chance. I agree. Should Lizandro be tried as a CM? I don't think so. But I mean, yeah, it's like when people said I know he's better than Phil Jones, but I mean, even Jones could play in that area. But they want to persist with McFred. And to be honest, if they wanted to change it, they should have changed it in pre-season and tried playing. Like that's the whole point of pre-season. They should have tried playing players in that position alternatively. They
No,
didn't.
but I feel like people misunderstand McFred. I generally feel like McFred is a product of like our club not spending any money in the midfield. Because people forget McTominay came from the academy, so he didn't cost us anything. And
Yeah,
Fred was literally Jose Mourinho's last summer signing,
yeah,
and we overpaid. And Fred is literally a product of literally this is the players we have in our squad,
mm,
and then as much as we have Pogba gets injured, Matches gets all that stuff, so you get to a situation where these are the two players that you can only play.
mm,
So it like it's the I mean it's crazy because like it's like we neglected that area for so long, and it's like kind of ridiculous, criminal. Like
mm,
you always have to refresh the midfield,
mm,
always. So
mm. Probably is Cristiano fit? No preseason, only played 2.5 years of football. I don't know. I just have this feeling he's gonna start.
yeah, no, he's starting.
I
No,
think he's
there's
gonna
no way.
start. I mean, he's already had a couple of sessions in training. Ten Hag has. I mean, if I think on if I look at Ten Hag's press conference, I think he mentioned. I'm just gonna quickly just have a look. Just on the notes, I'm fairly sure he just. Could you give us something saying? So okay, yeah. So he had a good training week. I thought he played a little bit longer than half an hour. I would say he now has 2 half a games. The start 11 we will see tomorrow. Of course have made my decision, but I will keep it. Okay. So him saying that. Oh, can you? I thought he played a little bit longer than half an hour. The way he said that, is that like a Ronaldo's going to start? I don't know actually. In which
Would you
case,
be shocked though if he doesn't start?
I wouldn't be shocked because at the end of it, he's seen his fitness and maybe he's still fit. Because remember, Ronaldo didn't have a preseason.
Mm-hmm.
He had one game. Well, he's had 2 games like behind closed doors, but he barely has. Some of these players have played up to 5, 6, potentially 6 games already. Ronaldo's only played 2 and a half if you include against Brighton. So, and he's 37. So
Yeah.
there's a part of me that thinks that actually, in fact, I'm just getting the impression he's not going to start him. In which case, if he doesn't start him, are we going to have this?
But then the problem is, then you're gonna get in a situation where like, what happens if we're losing, or what happens if we're drawing?
Yeah, he'll bring him on. He'll be on the sub. He'll potentially bring him on like he did
But the
last time.
problem is, it's like, and here's the thing that this is a mistake that Ten Hag made. You bringing on Ronaldo to that situation, it's like you're in the world. It looks in terms of like how it visually looks, it's panic because Man United were down 2-0, and you're bringing on Ronaldo to rescue something in the game. Versus even if we're 2-0 down and Ronaldo's in the team, you're like, oh well, you're just, this team is not good. Ten Hag did the best he can. All that. So what Ten Hag needs to start understanding is like, you also have to play the PR game as well. It's like because like at the end of the day, it's like just how you're perceived, especially in the UK. It's always how you're perceived, and that has to actually. If you're eventually going to bring on Ronaldo, you might as well start with him because he gives you something that no one else gives you, and B, at the same time, it's like even if you're losing, you're showing not only to everyone, the fans, everything that you're doing, what you're trying your best to win. Versus if you have Ronaldo on the bench and we're losing, everyone's gonna say, "Why do you not start Ronaldo in the first place?"
Ronaldo, yeah, exactly. No, I understand. I guess I'll keep this team for now because it's going to be a bit of mess trying to figure out the format. And I think And that for me is the sort of the semi-borderline worrying thing about United going forward is that like we unlike other teams, we are still like, right, is he what midfield is he going to pick? What front three is he going to pick? You know, the defense is fairly straight sword because, you know, we've got no choice, even though I'd want them to change the defense. But the midfield and the forward line, we're still like, we don't know what's going to happen, etc., etc. And that has me worried. That has me very, very worried. Don Raglan, De Gea, Laird. Laird has actually gone on loan, I think. Is in the process of going on loan, I think. So he's not going to start.
Was it to like Fulham or Nottingham Forest or something like that?
No, it's not Forest. It's in the
Watford.
I think it might be Watford in the
Champions. Yeah. Would you take Ismail Assar?
As a what?
So as like a back, like a right winger, a player that can play in a right wing.
Well, apparently Willian's a free agent, so you know we're going to sign him.
Yo, once upon a time, I would.
No, we are though. Yes, we are.
No.
You think I'm joking? You think I'm no? I didn't say I want Willian. I'm saying Willian is a free agent looking for a challenge in Europe.
Well, don't put it out there. Don't put it out there. I mean,
he's the right, but he can play on the right, and Manchester United's like, ooh, free. You know, okay, we can't get you Anthony and Ziyech is your muff, so you know what? Let's just see what happens. You know, Malasir, Donny, Zidane, Ericsson, Sancho, Marshall against. Yes, this is a good team. You know, with Marshall injured, add CR7. Okay, fair enough. This is a team. Yeah, the thing is, I would actually team. I actually wouldn't mind giving Tom Heaton a chance to go, but no, to keep stability. Yeah, this is a team. This is definitely a team. You know that, but I don't see this. The only time I might see this might be a one-off game in the Europa League potentially, but I definitely don't see Ten Hag picking this team. Factos, man, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Really, really appreciate it. The 8.99, man, love it, buddy. And hopefully we missed you on the United Forum, man. So hopefully have you back on the United Forum amongst other shows as well, buddy. Or even the post-match reactions, which are going to be open. So hope you're doing well, man. Is what I'm saying.
Did you hear about the Ballon d'Or stuff?
Yeah, see. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll probably talk about that on the weekends. Because I think we need to break that down and react to that Ballon d'Or list. Because there's certain people that were missing on that list. I'm not going
that is crazy, bro. We live in a crazy world.
Someone's telling me that Sebastian Haller. I mean, the thing is, okay. I'll say this. People are saying, why is Sebastian Haller on the list and Messi is not? And people think, it's just because of, you know, his situation. I'm like, did people forget that the man was I think he was either second or he scored 11 goals in 8 CL games. Did people forget that? And obviously he bought for Ajax in there and helped them win their league. So whatever you say about it, if we're talking about contribution, then Sebastian Haller, yes, in that year contributed more than Messi did for PSG, because Messi's goals and assists didn't help PSG win the league. Overall, it was Mbappe's, and he didn't do that much in the Champions League compared to Sebastian Haller. So I'm not saying Messi Sebastian is a better footballer, but if you just look at the calendar year for what they did for the respective teams in their competitions, I can see why Haller is on the list. So, you know, it is what it is.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Is this, you know, when you take the bias and everything out of it, Messi not being on the Ballon d'Or list, it makes absolute sense.
Yeah, exactly. People are flipping their minds and okay, but what did he do in this calendar year?
Nothing.
He didn't this. And the thing is, you have to understand, they had to bring the Ballon d'Or forward because of the World Cup. Because they're changing it a bit because of what they want to do is they want to have it in the season. So it's now done over a shorter period of time than it was previously. So you have to look at probably, because it was announced, I think, when was it announced this year? Was it February or March or something? So you got to look at the period from then till now. That's it.
No, I mean, I just don't. I just feel like at this point, it's like, are you gonna? I don't know. It's sad and it's shocking because you at least hope, like you at least expected that he was gonna get like some popularity votes. But the fact that in reality is, it's like you cannot cry and say he completely deserves it because he's Messi. At this point, you might as well just add Ronaldinho and
Yeah.
Brazilian R9 because, like, come on, guys, like, we got to be serious out here.
Let me quickly add the. Let me quickly read Facts to super chat. Sorry, Factos. Do you guys envision just losing this game and Ten Hag having 2 L's in his first two games leading up to Liverpool game? Do you think he can bounce back from that?
Yes.
Um, I can see us losing this game. Depending on what formation he picks, yes, I can see us losing this game. If he picks an unchanged side, I have a feeling we will lose the game because Brentford will press. Brentford are no slouches. Brentford will press us. And bear in mind, like Brentford drew against Leicester. They came back. Leicester were 2-0 up and they came back to beat them. Last time we played Leicester, we held 4. So I don't think we beat Leicester last season. So let's not think that Brentford is going to be a walk. We did okay against Brentford, not going to lie. But if we play that unchanged side, we are going to lose. I'll just say that we are, and in fact, we'll go to our predictions in a second, actually. But yeah, if we play an unchanged side, we are going to lose. He has to change something because Brentford are going to not I don't think they're as good on the ball as Brighton are, but they are going to press us, and they know that if we play Fred, they can isolate Fred, press him. McTominay is not going to be of any help whatsoever, and then you just have to run at the clueless centre backs, and it is what it is. I know there's an. Oh, fine. Okay, fair. Samasi, shout to you. Sorry, I was no. Don't worry, Samasi. It's fine. You're busy living life. It's okay. It's just I got a drop out for the Bundesliga thing, and I try and find it at short notice, but couldn't find it, so I had to cancel the show, unfortunately. Manchester show Rustwood, Benzema, unanimous winner. Yeah, Benzema's going to win the Ballon d'Or, man. I don't think there's. I would be very, 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 very surprised if Karim Benzema doesn't win the Ballon d'Or. Very, very surprised. Big up at Red. So thank you, and Eric 10 months. Thank you, Don Smoke. Thank you. I don't think he's going to get sacked this season, man. I don't think he's going to get sacked.
Oh, yeah. I feel like there's zero pressure on Erik Ten Hag. Crazily enough, the fact that this is his first season, man. Like, and then regardless what happens this season, he's going to be given time.
Let's just quickly round things up from the show. So, predictions. So, Yassi, you first. Like, what do you think? What's your score prediction, man? How do you think? How do you see this? How do you see this ending, man? I'm sorry we're negative, guys, but it is what it is. But sorry, go on, Yassi.
I think this game is going to end in a draw. I really do. I believe as much as people want it to be, it's not going to be as entertaining as people hope it's going to be. I think I think both teams. I think it's going to be a low. It was one of those games we had last season where it was just dull draw. I think it's going to be one of those. So I can see Ronaldo scoring early, and I can see us trying to hold on to the lead and conceding at the end by the most comical goal you will ever see.
Oh yeah, we're not going to keep a clean sheet. When was the last time Manchester United actually kept a clean sheet, man? When was the last time?
You know what's crazy though, and I've been saying this for a long time. When we concede a goal, we can see the most ridiculous, easiest, the most the most comical goals. But the crazy thing is, like, we don't score like goals like that. Like, you know how other teams score like easy goals? You're like, wow, man, that was way too easy for Man City, or wow, that was way too easy for Arsenal. Man United, when we score a goal, it's like we have to do the utmost just to put the ball in the back of the net. Or other teams, when they play against us, they can literally just walk into the goal, and it's crazy. So I think, yeah, it's gonna be one of those where, like, we're gonna probably start strong and early. We're probably gonna score like a goal in the first half, and the second half the levels will drop. Brentford will get into the game. They're going to end up dominating us, and then they're going to end up scoring a goal between the 75th minute and like towards the end of the game. So it's going to end in a 1-1.
Right. Let me just read some comments. I'll just give my final thoughts. So Chimata121 Shoutu says, why not starting Bay or Varane? Because this is what we think is the predicted lineup from Ten Hag, not what we want to be the lineup for Ten Hag. Because yes, Varane and Bay would be great. Not going to happen though. 2-1, Ivan Toney wins it. To be honest, I you know, if like I said, if the starting if he plays an unchanged lineup, then yeah. If he plays an unchanged, yeah. Yasir, who's on the back of the jersey? Who's on the back of your jersey, Yasir?
Come on, live chat. You guys gotta guess that. I'm not gonna. And if anyone can guess right, then I will reveal who's on the back of the jersey.
I would. So you heard that, guys. Guess who's on the back of Yasir's jersey, man. I would bench the. Oh, shout out to those who part of the fantasy football league as well. I should have said, guys, that like there will be a prize for the winner, small prize for the winner, guys. So yeah, whoever wins the league, there'll be a small prize for the winner, just to keep it at least a bit competitive. I would bench the. Yeah, I mean, I know people would. Virgil Van Loveren says, "Boy, Chester divided. Thank you for your contribution. I appreciate it." Shout out to Yassi, who said Bayern are in trouble. Look at the state of Manchester United, says Samasi. Samasi says 2-2. That's not a bad shout. This is a must-win match, says Paradise. Ten Hag knows this, so he will make changes. 2-1. Okay, yeah, that's fair. AFAC says 3-1 to Manchester United. Ronaldo. Oh, yeah, that's the answer to what's on the back.
Yep, it's true. Ronaldo. It's Ronaldo.
There you go. AFAC, there you go. Easy dub. Well done, man.
Easy, man.
Easy dub. What's the league code? It's in the comments. It's in the if you go to the community tab on the channel and scroll down, I think a few posts down, you should be able to see it. But like it's in the community tab, just go to the community tab on the channel and you'll be able to see it. So yeah, in summary, I actually agree with Don Ragnar, man. 2-1. If he feels unchanged side, if he feels a change side, I think the reverse. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet, but I think we can. I think if we plays this team, for example, then yeah, I think there's enough here that we might be able to get a 2-1. I think, give or take. King's just says 5, Man U 5, Brent 1. I mean, did we actually put 5 or even more or willingly beat a team last season? The only team I can remember was when we did it to Leeds.
Leeds, yeah. We always destroy Leeds.
And that's it. Yeah, Leeds, that was it, from what I can remember. And I think Newcastle at the beginning of the season. So, but, that was it. And that was the whole, we're going somewhere. Only for the end of the season, and Newcastle are definitely going somewhere, and United are definitely going in the opposite direction. So, but it is what it is. Right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow X, smash the notification button. Links to Twitch and our second channel, Red Devil Studio Extra and Red Marvel, are in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to those. Yasir, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. I'm sure I'll see you.
Absolutely, man.
Cool, man.
Absolutely, man.
Have a nice day, everyone. Take care, everybody, and cheers.